Thank you so much for joining me today on another awesome episode of Bioenergetics Beat. I'm Heather Gray, a functional diagnostic nutrition practitioner and certified bioenergetic practitioner. And this episode is brought to you today by NIKKI, Unleash the Wellness Within. It's a non-invasive, easily affordable, and highly effective approach to optimize wellness. It's a wearable device that puts frequency better based life in your hands and on your wrist. Make sure to stick around to the very, very end, as always, because we have a very special giveaway. You're not going to want to miss out. But of course, you're never going to want to miss out on 1 minute, 1 second of this awesome guest. So we've got another episode with our very own Miriam. How long have you been with the company, Miss Miriam?
Hey, Heather, I've been with Freemedica in November to be 3 years.
Ooh, congratulations. I forgot. Let's welcome Miriam to the show, everybody. Duh. I skipped a step there, but I was just so excited to talk to
I know, it's really exciting.
So the reason we're talking about this is, so first off, we're going to go a little bit into your story, how you got started with Freemedica, why, and some of the benefits that you've experienced since wearing a lot of this tech. We'll take a quick break and then we'll jump into some more of the technical aspects around the apps and just some of the more frequently asked questions when it comes to that stuff. But tell us your story, Miss Miriam. What brought you to Freemedica?
Sure. Okay. So previous podcast, we've met Nicole Sullivan. She's our president. So before I joined Freemedica, I was actually a travel agent for 15 years. 2020, COVID hit, that economy shut down, and my job was furloughed. And Nicole and I have worked in I've been a travel agent for several companies that she has transitioned through. And so I was actually the travel agent for Freemedica and We Are NIKKI. And so when the job was furloughed, Nicole and I were always in contact, and we said, hey, like, what's your future? And I was like, I don't know. Like, I just lost a 15-year career. Like, I don't have any plans, but I knew that I wanted something different. And she was like, you know what, come and have this conversation with us here at Freemedica at the time. And I was like, okay, sure, why not? I had no intention of working until I think I was going to take about 6 to 9 months off and, either look at a different career or see what kind of options we had. So I came in, spoke to NIKKI, met with Steven. That was a Friday. I started working the Monday, and I knew nothing about like any type of thing about medical, about health, about wellness that wasn't told to me by a doctor. So it was very like lights. They do what? Like, did not understand any of it. And so I remember starting my first day. And so I have Crohn's disease, and I was really sick for 5 years. And Nicole knew me through all the times I missed work at my previous job, everything. And so you're starting at a company that deals with Lyme disease. And so my first thought, and anyone who deals with Lyme disease or anything, is how am I going to be employable? I'm sick. I miss days. It's really hard to come into work and put your best face forward. And so my first thought was like, I found a place where they're going to be understanding that, you know what, you are going to take more sick days than most. And on my first day, I'm given the wave 1. And I was like, what kind of woo-woo is this? Is my first reaction. And I thought, well, I'm all in. I'm going to see what this company is about. I, love Nicole, love Steven, met the team. And I'm like, well, let's just see what this is. So I go home wearing my wave 1, still not understanding there's a whole world of wellness that I've never even seen or heard of. My third day, and I remember it so vividly, I'm in Nikki's office and I'm crying because I'm sleeping, haven't slept solid for 5 years. And I didn't understand, like, why am I sleeping? Like, what is this? And I said to her, and I said to Steven, I said, I don't care if I don't meet my 3 months, but you're not getting this device back. And then and I was so adamant. I'm like, oh no, if you guys are like, see you later, I'm keeping this, because all of a sudden I realized I could sleep. And then with sleep came other things. So with my Crohn's, I went through in a 4-year period, like 18 bowel obstructions, 3 major abdominal surgeries. And so with that, Here's your pain medicine. Here's this, here's that. It wasn't change your diet, change this, change that. Here's a medication to help you. Here's a medication to help you. So then I'm now 4 weeks in, haven't taken any pain medicine, but you don't realize it. And I was like, what is this? Like, I don't understand. They're just lights. They're just lights. And then the more I delve into it, and the more better quality of life the Wave One gave me. And I don't have Lyme disease, but I wore the Lyme program. Heather, it was, I get up, I go home, I could do something. Whereas before, you get up, you went to work, and you went home, and you went to bed because that's all you had the energy for. Your weekends, you sleep through the weekends because you're recharging to get through your week. All of a sudden, I am coming to work, going home, doing something on the weekends, reconnecting with my friends. And that was when I was thankful that the universe aligned and put me here. I didn't plan to get a job. I didn't plan to work in like a wellness company. I was probably going to be a bookkeeper, but my path to Free Medica, and NIKKI and I our world circled for 7 years around each other. And that's how long we've known each other. And, I started working here, and losing my career 15 years was devastating. But I can now see it was the best thing that ever happened to me for my health. And I love it here. I love seeing how we're growing, how we're evolving. I love talking. I believe we have a podcast with one of our customer service team members, Janice. And I love when they run into my office and they're crying, and they're just like, I just talked to a girl that hasn't been able to drive her car for 4 years, and she just drove to the Harry Styles concert because she hasn't been able to drive. A grandma was able to pick up her kid from school. And, you have these moments, and every job has a hard job, and we have hard days. But then you have these people that you're, even making a small difference. And I remember hosting one of our events, and somebody said to me, when you have a chronic illness, you can ask yourself, how are you? Were you better than yesterday? No, I don't know. Were you better than 2 weeks ago? Not sure. How were you better than a year ago? And then you kind of see like, wow, yeah, I'm able to do things in the evening. I'm able to do this. And so when I started, we had one tech. Now we have a different technology, and we're growing. And I just love where we're going, and hearing from people, and just making a difference in people's lives that may not realize there are other options out there for people.
Absolutely. It's crazy to me how magnetic this company is, because I tell a similar story. Like, I wasn't looking to go work for anybody, right? I'm an entrepreneur at heart, but when I met Steven on my podcast, by the end of the podcast, I was like, I don't know if you have a spot for me, but you got to make a spot for me. I have to be a part of this.
Yeah.
Like I said, entrepreneurs don't beg other people for jobs, but here we are. You're like, I wasn't planning on working, blah, blah, blah. So it's funny how magnetic this company is. And then once you get in it, it's hard to think about ever getting out, because just the mission and what it's doing, how easy this tech is, and the price is just ridiculous. I still can't get over. I actually dismissed it the first couple of times I saw it come around, because I was like, there's no way it works at that price. There's no way.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But that goes along with the values. One thing with Steven and what I love about the company is we're here to help people, and we're going to do whatever we can to help people. We want people to be well. So we work really hard to be cost effective and to help people. So that's one of my favorite things. Is it's not about profit. It's what's next that we can do to help people. What can we release? What can we look at? What can we change? What can we do to go forward so more people can get help, can get, on a path to better wellness, and just be a better person mentally, physically. And
Absolutely, 110%. That was what an inspiring, beautiful, amazing story, Miriam. Like I had no idea either. So this has just been a blast for me getting to know my coworkers better.
Yeah.
But this is a great spot to take a little commercial break. Don't go anywhere. You're going to want to stick around to the very end so you can find out what it is we're giving away. And we'll dive deeper into the questions about the different tech and how it all works, and just get a little bit more on the geeky tech side. So stay tuned.
All-in-one wellness for Lyme sufferers. NIKKI plus Lyme is designed to overcome Lyme symptoms and support a better life following recovery. NIKKI plus Lyme offers the most advanced bioenergetic science in an attractive watch-size wearable. Lyme is the fastest growing vector-borne disease in the world, with over 500,000 cases diagnosed each year in North America alone. NIKKI brings non-invasive, drug-free, and doctor-endorsed frequency technology to the symptoms of this debilitating chronic disease that defies traditional approaches to recovery. NIKKI puts a personal wellness center in your hands and on your wrist. Be better. Do better. We are NIKKI.com.
Welcome back, everybody. Thank you again. If you missed the beginning half, you missed such an inspiring, beautiful story from one of our very own lovely Miss Miriam. We're going to dive a little deeper into the tech, the difference between the Wave 1, the difference between the NIKKI, the different apps, and just, some of the more frequently asked questions when it comes to the tech, because sometimes the sad part is when you're dealing with sick people, sometimes you're dealing with confused brains. And so the more we can kind of touch on these points, the more that we can, help make sense. So let's bring back in Miriam. Let's talk about the Wave Assist to start with.
Sure. So our first technology that we have is our Wave 1, and a lot of people will recognize this. So this is the one that's currently available. By the time you see this podcast, we might have moved over to our NIKKI Plus 9, but we have, there's thousands of these out in the world helping people. And so the Wave 1 was our first big project that had the Lyme program on it. And when we first launched the Lyme program, you went through a 3-month phase and you had to wear it for 30 days. And we slowly introduced our Lyme program to you with the Wave 1. Then what is happening is the world is changing and people don't have desktop computers anymore. So when you bought the Wave 1, it was activated with our Wave Assistant app, which is still available, and you had to register. But then what started to happen is we've moved to tablets, we've moved to iPhones, we've moved to mobile technology, and more people don't have access to desktop computers. They don't use Windows, they don't have Macs. And so that made us listen, if we still want to help people in the future, we have to look at different technology. With the Wave 1, I still wear my Wave 1 every day. I love it. Everyone here still wears their Wave 1, and we do also wear our new technology, NIKKI. With the Wave 1, we had our Wave Assistant app you would plug into on the computer, and you could advance your program, go back in your minutes. And so you had some free form of what you could do with your program. But less and less people are having the ability to actually use or try the Wave 1 because we don't have computers anymore. We have mobile technology. So last fall, we launched our new one, our NIKKI. And so NIKKI I helped build this almost for most of last year. And so I used to I'd bring them home because we were doing basically we're double checking for quality assurance, and we know what our customers want, and we're not going to accept anything less. So we put them through the ringer, and I would leave them. I'd always have 12 in my backpack, and I'd be running the programs, testing the programs, and putting them through their paces. And so when we started selling them, it was very emotional for me because it's oh, my little babies are going out into the world when they've been my constant companion.
I can totally see that of you. I can totally see that. You could never be a foster parent. You're like, no, all the kitties and puppies stay with me.
No, and it was so proud because I remember my first month of working here. I remember Steven had a prototype on, And he came into my office and he's like, Miriam, you're new here, but this is the future of our company. And it was so to see it from a glimpse to full fruition was so amazing. And so NIKKI is our newest technology, and we have NIKKI Wellness, which has wellness frequency bundles. And then we also have NIKKI Plus Lyme, which we are launching this fall. And we are so excited to launch NIKKI Plus Lyme. And what's really great about the NIKKI, whether you have the NIKKI Wellness or the NIKKI Plus Lyme, is the ease of use. You activate it with our NIKKI Connect app with your mobile device, whether it's a Android, an iPhone, a tablet, as long as it has connectivity, you can update a NIKKI. So then now those people that couldn't use the Wave 1 program because they didn't have the technology to run it, there's now an option for people to try our Lyme program if they've never used it, as well as, you know, you don't if you want to change a program, you're not plugging into a computer. The programs load right onto your NIKKI. You can swipe over and you can pick from, I think it is 14 programs, including the Lyme program, if you have the NIKKI Plus Lyme, and you can play them right from your NIKKI. And so I love having the NIKKI because in the morning you wake up, you need a little bit of energy. And if you don't like caffeine, I'll put the energy on. Then, you know, sometimes work can be stressful. I'm hitting the stress and anxiety. Go back to the afternoon, 3 o'clock slump, I'm hitting the energy. And then for sleep, the sleep programs, we have insomnia. So when you wake up and can't get back to sleep, hit the insomnia. We have our nighttime light. It's a slow introduction to our comprehensive nighttime program. There's so many to choose from. There's really, like, as Nicole likes to say, we have a frequency for that. So what you're going through on your daily basis, we have a frequency for that. And so we've tried to make it, we've took customers' feedback. We took, hey, I don't want to plug into my computer every time I want to switch my program. Okay, no problem. Let's make a note of that. So when we built NIKKI, we thought it needs to be easy. It needs to be uncomplicated. It needs to be anyone with Lyme brain is going to have no problem figuring this out because Lyme brain's real. Like, it is really real. We all know that. And it was, how can we make it simple? How can we make it accessible? How can we make it affordable? And that is, so NIKKI Plus Lyme, she's coming. And we are really excited for people to try the NIKKI Plus Lyme. And then NIKKI Wellness is out now. And so 2 different apps, 2 different functionalities, but they are both amazing.
Absolutely incredible. I highly, highly agree. And I just love like some of the newer stuff that we keep coming out with. Like, we came out with new frequency bundles. So that way you can get, you know, a few different things all at once, because Stephen, our founder, was talking about how he was wearing, you know, 3 or 4 NIKKIs to get energy, to get virus and bacteria, to get things. And then now he doesn't have to wear 3 of them at the same time. He can just put in a new program. So tell us a little bit about the NIKKI Connect.
So NIKKI Connect is the app that we had built for the NIKKI. So the NIKKI Connect, whether you have the NIKKI Wellness or the NIKKI Plus Lyme, you will use the app to activate your NIKKI. So when you purchase your NIKKI device, you will get an email with an activation code. They get sent to you new, out of the box, and you need to activate it. So your NIKKI arrives and you're going to connect to the NIKKI Connect app. We have some prompts on the app that will tell you to click here to connect, turn on your connectivity, and then it just follows the steps. So your NIKKI will update and then it will ask you to activate. And then that's where you're going to put in your activation code that we send you. And the activation codes are unique and they will contain the programs that you have purchased. So if you have purchased our Platinum suite of frequencies, that's what the activation code will load all those. So then now a lot of people are like, well, what if I want both? I want the Platinum plus I want NIKKI Plus Lyme. No problem. We'll just give you an activation code for your Platinum program as well as the NIKKI Plus Lyme program that you purchased. And there's the ability to update your NIKKI as well as activate more frequencies. So as we progress and build new packages, we just released an afternoon or morning package, an afternoon, an evening, and nighttime light. And those have been very popular. but it was as simple as us going in and updating a package and then you connecting to your app, and then you have those programs on right away. And so you can connect to the app anytime you want, whether you want to update your device, if we released a new program, or in the future, if we release frequency sets for purchase, you would just activate them with an activation code. Doesn't take more than 5 minutes, and it works with any mobile technology that has connectivity. So very simple. If you have questions about troubleshooting or frequently asked questions, we do have that on our website under support, and we have quite a few. So when we launched NIKKI, I broke as many as I could to find any problem that a customer is going to have while they update, because mistakes happen. We can disconnect on accident, and then it shows there's something wrong with your NIKKI, but it's not. We just reconnect back to that app, get them talking to each other, get them updating, and away you go. But because the technology for NIKKI Connect is so different from what our customers are used to with the Wave 1, then there's that little bit of education component where we need to say, hey, we're going away from the Wave 1 and our computers, and we're going to go to the mobile. And so we have, we can always help people that get really stuck. We're really good at troubleshooting, but it's a much easier used program. One of the big things too is with the Wave 1 and with the NIKKI, with the Wave 1, and Heather, you've probably run into this too, is people can be very sensitive to the programs. And what we have done is we took the Wave 1 had several lights, and people would have a hard time working up being able to tolerate the Wave 1 program. So when we went to NIKKI, we have one light on the back, and it's so much more tolerable for people that have sensitivities, that more people are able to wear it and experience the NIKKI, the Lyme frequency support program, because it's slower and it's not as, the lights are not as bright, and we've gone from 2 to 1, and that's a big feature for a lot of people that might have tried the Wave 1 in the past, found it difficult, and then would like to still try again and go a little bit slower. So yeah,
Absolutely. One of the big questions that we get is, how long does it take to charge them typically?
Oh, the NIKKI is like done, but it is. So when you first get your NIKKI, I usually recommend to give it a good charge of a good 4+ hours. But usually, like when I'll come into work, like I'll put it on, and it's usually at a full charge after about 2 hours. And then that usually depends on how long you wear it. So if you're wearing it and you're turning the programs, like you're running it 24/7, you're obviously going to have to charge it more than somebody who's like, I'm just going to wear it for sleep, or I'm just going to wear it in the morning, or I'm just going to wear it for my Lyme program, which is a 90-minute program. So then you're not going to have to charge it, for several days. But if you wear it a lot, you will have to charge it every 2 to 3 days. If you don't wear it a lot, then maybe every 5 days. But it's a quick charge device, which is what a lot of people like.
Well, one thing I forgot to bring up, but during that last little bit that you were talking about, like when you update your NIKKI or you get a new frequency bundle, that's about the only time you need to turn the Bluetooth on, and that's one of the beautiful features of our device. There is the fact that you can turn it off, and I've actually had a couple clients that I've sold these to that didn't realize that you could do that, and I was like, oh, it's like one of the best selling to this product is that we're not using EMFs that we don't need.
Yes. Yeah, turning that connectivity off is a game changer for a lot of people. When we were testing the technology, there was a group of 5 people that we sent all the sent the technology over. They all had Lyme, and they're like, oh, I can't turn off the connectivity. And it was like, okay, this is 5 people, but what if you're in a group of 1,000? If 5 people feel this way, and as we educate ourselves, more and more people are concerned about that. And so we then went back, changed the app, got that turned off, and now it is probably the most popular feature that we have. You're also putting that control into people's hands too, right? Like, there's so much that happens that we have no control over. And this is another thing that is like, you know what, you can decide what you want to do, whether you want that or not want that. And we have that choice for people.
Absolutely. And so I'm getting a question here. How long does the NIKKI plus Lyme last?
NIKKI plus Lyme. So our Lyme program is something that once you've purchased it, you will have access to it. So it's almost a twofold question. The NIKKI Plus Lime, once you have it, you have it. There's no extra fees for it. There's no subscription. Same with our platinum programs. There's no subscription for it. If we add extra programs, then there could be a minimal charge for that. But then you have access to that program. And so NIKKI Plus Lime, it's a one-time cost and you will have that. And then one of the really awesome benefits we have for NIKKI Plus Lime is once you purchase NIKKI Plus Lime, 45 days later, we're going to give you an activation code. And you're going to be able to download the Platinum suite of frequencies, which means you're going to get your NIKKI Plus Lime, plus the allergies, plus the energy, plus the immune, plus the viruses, plus insomnia. All of those that are available in the Platinum suite of frequencies after 45 days, which means we're hoping that you've gone through the whole Lime program, you're ready to experience other frequency programs, then you're away to the races, and you might be running if you're wearing that energy boost.
Absolutely. So we're getting kind of to the end here. Can you think of anything else, any little other nuggets that you want to drop on our listeners?
I think, not nuggets, but one of the things is if you've purchased a NIKKI or a NIKKI Plus Lime device, and if you don't receive an email with your activation code, check your junk, check your sent. So that is the biggest thing that we sometimes have is because it's an activation code, sometimes it gets filtered. So have a look in your spam folders, have a look in your junk folders, and also don't feel that we're not here to help you. Our team has been trained really, really well on the app. We've gone through every scenario that customers haven't even hit yet, so we can help you with this technology, because not everybody is tech savvy, but we're here to help you, walk you through that if you're not tech savvy. So don't be afraid to ask. We're here to help. We want you to feel better. We want you to love the NIKKI. We want you to love the NIKKI Plus Lime, so you can come on our podcast. We're here to help, and we're here to help troubleshoot if we need it, if you need it, and we're available. So we are available Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And if you need to reach the customer service for a question or troubleshooting, just send an email at hello@wearenikki.com.
Absolutely. Miss Miriam, thank you so much for all the wonderful things that you brought up today. Everybody else, make sure that you visit wearenikki.com /podcast and enter in the code BioBeats for an extra 10% off your NIKKI. And because we love our customers so much and we want to show our appreciation, we give away a free NIKKI on each and every episode. So make sure to head over to the show notes to learn how to enter for that. And, if you found anything beneficial to this, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe to this podcast as well, because that's how we really change lives is by spreading this information and sharing it. So don't keep us a secret. Make sure that you're sharing the information, like, subscribe, and stay tuned. Make sure to have a healthy day.
NIKKI Plus Lime is an evolution of Wave 1. The same bioenergetic frequency science that brought relief to Lyme sufferers around the world is now captured in NIKKI, a watch-sized wearable that enables wearers to address issues and enhance performance with a wide choice of frequency sets. Put a better life in your hands and on your wrist. NIKKI Plus Lime frequency set is designed to help you get back to the life you enjoyed before Lyme. After 45 days, you also gain access to the NIKKI Platinum suite of 8 frequency sets and 5 frequency set bundles. Every NIKKI comes loaded with a full inventory of frequency set, including pain, energy, travel, immune, stress and anxiety, viruses and bacteria, allergies, insomnia, daytime bundles, nighttime bundles. NIKKI puts a personal wellness center in your hands and on your wrist. A better life, guaranteed. If NIKKI doesn't improve your wellness and sense of well-being in 30 days, send it back for a full refund. Free shipping, free platinum set of frequencies for life, 30-day money-back guarantee. NIKKI, be better, do better. wearenikki.com.